Well, hello out there. Welcome to episode 3 of BitchFit. Yay, episode 3. First, I want to start off by saying I am so sorry it took me this long to get episode 3 out. I promise you I'm going to be on top of this stuff, just after finals, after school's over, graduation parties, all this just events and stuff, and then working more. I've been really busy, but I do promise to get back on this, because a lot of people have been asking me, like, where's episode 3? I've been waiting for episode 3. Like, hurry up, you're taking forever. I am so sorry. So here it is. Now, we are pretty much almost done with June. Of course, as you know, June is Pride Month. So on that note, like I said, there's things that I want to talk to y'all about. Of course, questions that have been just waiting to be answered that I get in my emails, some that I've gotten through Instagram recently. So I definitely want to hit those. Now, again, I'm going to bring it to you. I want you, to introduce you into shows, into movies. Now, since we are in Pride Month, one show that I recently just saw, it is on Netflix, is Poise. Season 1 is on Netflix right now. It is an amazing show dealing with the LGBTQ plus community. It is a show that represents the ballroom scene, which, started the voguing era, all that good stuff. It was back in the 80s. So it's really good. This cast is the biggest cast in history of, LGBTQ, the trans actors and actresses. So it's doing really, really well. Now, I do recommend the show. Again, season 1 is on Netflix. Season 2 just started. It is on FX. So if you want to look it up, I would definitely look into it. So again, we are in Pride Month, and Pride Month, has a special place in my heart. When I was younger, I used to go out to the beach to celebrate Pride. Now I just kind of do it on my own terms, just because I'm busy. I don't have time to go to the beach. Also, it's the same people over and over again. I do want to, I have a plan in the future to attend the San Francisco Gay Pride Parade. That parade is, I believe, the biggest one in the world, and I would love to go just to see it. I've seen it in so many movies, so many shows, and I would love to one day experience it. So talking about Pride, a lot of people are like, well, why is June Pride? Why is June Gay Pride? Well, if you're not aware, about 50 years ago in New York, there was these Stonewall riots, and that's how Pride kind of started. So look up the Stonewall riots. I don't want to get into all the nitty gritty details of it. I just want to let you know, hey, look it up if you want to know why Pride is celebrated in June. So as you can tell, basically this whole episode 3, will be dedicated to Pride. I want to talk about Pride. I want, to discuss my feelings, my thoughts, answer some questions that I have received about Pride or how I feel about certain things. So one thing I want to talk about is the Pulse shooting. So if you remember, back in June 12th of 2016, Pulse nightclub in Orlando, Florida, about 49 or 50 people lost their lives because of shooting. This guy went into the gay club, just shot him, and it's crazy that it happened during Pride Month. And that's one thing that's so scary. That is very, very scary for me. It makes me think anytime I go somewhere, no matter what it is, no matter if I'm going out to eat, if I'm going to the mall, even if I'm going to a club, gay or straight, that thought is always in my head. It's like, am I gonna get shot tonight? Not because I'm in wrong place, wrong time. It's because I'm gay, and that's so crazy. A lot of people are not aware how, you know, people who are in the LGBTQ community feel when it comes to this. We have to be more worried than anybody, because we have people who not only hate us on a political stance, but they hate us on a religious stance. So it's like, wait, I'm not safe anywhere. I can literally be pulled over. And it just so happens that cop who is, on that political side, anti-gay, but is also on the same religious side of anti-gay. Am I safe at that moment? Can I trust this officer to uphold the law, to protect all citizens, no matter what, what race or sexual orientation? Or will they take the law upon themselves and boom, I have a gunshot in my head? And that's like super scary. Think about it. Straight people really don't have to worry about that. Now with straight people, it's more, your ethnicity, and then that sucks for people like myself. I am a Hispanic gay male, also people who are African American gay male. We have these things, or I was also Hispanic gay female, or African American gay female. We have these things working against us, and it's not just one thing, it's like multiple things on top of each other. It just so happens that I'm Hispanic, who drives a nice car, who's gay, who is in a predominantly white neighborhood or a rich neighborhood. You never know what might happen, and that is just so crazy. That is so crazy. And I think not only is this something that happens in the United States, but it happens, kind of around the world. Now, of course, I feel like here in the United States, it's just so bad. It's bad, when it comes to that. And it's like, it's kind of scary. Like, some people, let the fear, of course, take its course. Me, I'm not the type of person. I do have a bat in my vehicle, so if for any reason, like, people wanted to get it popping, like, I'll get it popping real quick. But, it's kind of crazy. There's people, in Dallas and Houston who literally have been beaten to death just for being gay, just for walking home from a club, or that transgendered woman who lost her life because she was shot, but because of an altercation over a vehicle being hit, just different things. In Houston, there is this gay community area. I forgot the name of it. I know it's gonna pop to me later, but this guy was beaten there. It's like, where do we draw the line? Where is our help? Where is the protection for us? And that's what makes it so sad. And especially now, Pride Month, like, you have people who are, me myself, I'm sporting a rainbow kind of like a bracelet, just to kind of show my pride. But at the same time, it's like, these are also like stickers, or very like targets, I want to say. These are targets for people who are crazy, who don't care, who would just walk up to us at any moment and hit us. Now, of course, you maybe get someone who won't fight you back, or you may get someone who will beat the fuck out of you. So you gotta be careful on who you do this to, because I'm that person who will whoop that ass. Now, of course, if it's 2-on-1 or 5-on-1 or me, but it will happen, or I pray it doesn't happen. But that's the thought, especially in my head, like, when I go anywhere, am I gonna get hit today? Am I gonna get shot today? Is this the day that I die? So, and it kind of ties into the Pulse shooting. So after the Pulse shooting happened, I worked the next day, and of course, it was on the news, and I was visibly shaken. And so many people asked me, what's wrong? Are you okay? Straight men and straight women. And I was like, the Pulse shootings, and one of the girls was like, why would that bother you? And I'm like, girl, what? Like, you don't understand the fear of how crazy it is to want to go to a bar But at the same time, like at any moment, someone gonna walk up in here and just unload a clip on us? Like, it's crazy. And it's not a safe place right now in America. People who are in the LGBTQ plus community, this is not a safe time to be in America. And that is so crazy. Yes, we do have acceptance, but at the same time, not everybody accepts us. And of course, I'm fine with that. If you don't like me, I don't like you. I wish you nothing but the best, but at the same time, I'm not gonna throw my views on you. I'm not gonna push like, oh, I'm gay, you gotta like me. No, you don't have to. You do not have to like me. You don't have to like what I stand for, anything like that. But at the same time, I don't need you in my personal life telling me what I should and shouldn't do. You should just, sit over there and mind your business. And it's crazy. I'm not one to talk about religion or politics just because it gets so heated. But it's always, the people who are rooted in religion, the more religious they are, I feel for the most part, the more hateful they are to the LGBTQ community. And it's crazy because I'm pretty sure all Bibles say only God can judge. So that's why I'm like, wait, you're over here doing exactly the opposite. I was like, it's kind of crazy. I've had people ask me before, like, okay, do you believe in God? Yes, I 100% believe in God. I do, and I love him. And the next question after that is, wait, how can you love God when he hates you? And of course, these people didn't, when they asked me this, they don't mean it out of hate when they ask this question. But here's my response to that question specifically. Why do I believe in God if he hates me? If according to the Bible, I'm going to go to hell. Here's the thing. God doesn't hate the person, he hates the sin. And that's kind of my view on it. Like, he loves me. Does he like what I do according to the Bible? No, not necessarily, but at the same time, he loves me. And here's the thing. If someone who has committed murder on their deathbed can ask for forgiveness and be forgiven and enter the kingdom in his good graces, why can't someone who is homosexual do the same? What's the difference there? And of course, if you have different religious views and you want to discuss this, I'm sorry, I won't discuss it with you. Again, I'm just stating how I feel, what I feel, how basically God loves me, and that's about it. I'm gonna leave it at that. Call it a day. You're welcome. If you agree with me, fine. If you don't agree with me, great. Everyone has their own opinion. I know where I want to go in life, and I do see myself being in his good graces. So that's that. Okay, so again, Pride Month. Gonna keep it Pride. Let's talk about Texas. So, of course, I live here in Texas, and this state, including many others, but Texas specifically, right? We have Austin is the capital, of course, and has one of the biggest, gay communities up there, right? And isn't it crazy how in Texas you can be fired from your job for being gay? It is 100% legal for an employer to terminate an employee for being gay. Isn't that crazy? And people wonder why, we as the LGBTQ community worry about stuff in life. Some are like, oh, you already have acceptance. For the most part, kinda. But at the same time, like at any moment, if my employer wanted to, they can terminate me. They can give but zero fucks and just be like, you know what? You're terminated. Based off just my sexual orientation. Of course, they would never, but I'm saying that they would. Now, since I'm kind of talking about my job, I will discuss it a little bit, but I'm not going to tell you where I work, but I will let you know it's a grocery store in Texas. So I work for a grocery store in Texas. I've been with the company for almost 6 years. Love, 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 love this company. They are an amazing company. And, you know, for as long as I can remember, just been with the company. They didn't really talk about pride so much. It wasn't really out there. And then last year, at my store specifically and other stores, our diversity people, people who they're like a special person in the store who puts up a board, and during different months or different things, Earth Day, you know things like that, holidays and stuff. They post about it. They put, specific, history, timelines, things like that, people to remember, all that good stuff. Well, last year there was a board about LGBTQ, and I was like, oh, okay. Did I like the board personally? No, because it was someone who just kind of Googled some stuff, and there really wasn't any true passion behind it. But I mean, that person tried their best. Did I like it? No, not really. I felt a little offended, but hey, it was there. Someone did it. Great, thank you, appreciate it. So this year, it's crazy, and it makes me just really happy that we are now have a day dedicated to us from the company. It is on June 28th. It's celebrating Pride Month. Of course, at the end, hey, beggars can't be choosers. We got it. I'm happy. Thank you. So on June 28th at this grocery store that I work at, store-wide, or statewide, will be Pride Month. They'll be celebrating that day for Pride. So I'm really excited. That is the wristband that I mentioned earlier. I got from them. That is rainbow colored. So I'm very happy that there is some representation in my company. Based on pride. Gay. Hey, yay, go gay. Okay, so this leads me to me personally. I am gay. Of course, I am gay. I'm open about my sexuality. I'm open about, of course, if you listen to episode 1 and 2, I'm open about my sexual experiences, things like that. However, even though I'm kind of out there with it, I'm actually a reserved gay. I'm very reserved. And what I mean by that is that if I'm with my significant other, if I had one, but of course I don't got one right now because I'm single as fuck, but I refrain from doing any kind of PDA, anything in front of, I feel, kids who are younger, and that's just me personally. Seeing pictures of pride parades, I think some of them are very, very tasteful. And then I've seen some pictures that involve, like those kind of like quote unquote daddies who are like all into that leather and all that stuff. And I think that's very inappropriate. So when I understand when straight men, straight women who are, a little more conservative or a little not too sure, about the LGBTQ community, when they see these pictures, they're going to be like, what the hell? And for the most part, that's how their reaction is a what the hell, because of these pictures, and I feel as part of the LGBTQ community, we need to kind of tone that down. Everyone watches RuPaul's Drag Race, and great, amazing. They know drag queens. People love going to drag shows, but these other things that are out there, walking out in some assless chaps with your ass out in a G-string. Oh, come on, y'all. That's not cute. I'm sorry. If that makes me a bad gay, fuck it. I do not approve of that. I think that is I do not approve of that at all. Keep that to yourselves. Yeah, it's part of our community. I'm aware of the BDSM following. Of course, these people who are in this BDSM community, who are into leather. Not only is it just LGBTQ people, it's also straight people. Let them be nasty, and let us be, break it down. I think, honestly, as a gay community, as, LGBT community, we need to bring that portion down. I would not like my children to see that. If I had kids, hell no. That I don't want my children to be influenced by that. But at the same time, I would take them to a pride parade. Why not? If it was toned down on that portion. Like, you see these guys in Speedos, dancing on a float. I mean, it's a guy in a Speedo. It ain't gonna hurt nobody, right? It's when it comes to, people in leashes and walking, people who are bounded up, and all you see is, just bare ass and dicks. That needs to be toned down, y'all. I'm sorry. Hate me if you hate me, but I can't deal with that. Yes, I've done drag. Yes, I am very out there when it comes to my personal Facebook, my Snapchat, my Instagram, things like that. But that's my personal Snapchat, Instagram, where pretty much only adults see it. That's nothing where I have, little kids who are 5, 6 years old. I'm not, showing my nieces, oh, look what I put yesterday about me sucking a dick. No, don't get things twisted. So again, I feel as a community, we need to tone those things down, and I feel like we'd be a little bit more accepted. And I know you're gonna be like, well, why do we need to tone things down? Like, I don't know. It's that's where the gray area is. Like, yo no sé. So, pause, whatever. I'm done with that. Okay, so now, one word I really hate, one word I cannot stand is appropriation. I hate that word. Whoever invented that word should be shot. Especially when it comes to like culture appropriation. I know some people are very, very passionate about that. I think we should call it culture appreciation. I just saw a few months ago. So yeah, a little girl, she wanted to have a geisha themed tea party for her birthday. So they did the full thing, the full shabam. It was done very tastefully, and it was called culture appropriation. And I was like, why? I don't understand. And that's the thing with America that pisses me the fuck off, is we are the melting pot of the world. I don't know if you've ever read that book in elementary. Most Texas schools did. I know I did when I went to school. But basically, we have so many, different cultures, different ethnicities, and it all comes into this one big nation that makes America. So out of nowhere, it's culture appropriation because this little white girl just wanted to, dress up like a geisha because she thought they're beautiful, and she wanted to have a tea party. Or, when people who are not African American get their hair braided, or, when all these white people are out here screaming, trying to do a grito and, celebrating or dressing up in ponchos and things like that. Now, sometimes, it could be seen a little bit racist, but for the most part, they're enjoying their time. They're truly not making fun. They're just having a good time. And the thing with that is the people who are like culture appropriation, honey, you are literally appropriating from the LGBTQ community, because I know for damn sure you never, until you've been around gay people, call someone sis, or ask somebody what's the tea, or oh girl, I'm gonna go over there and kiki with you, different things like that. You're taking our mannerisms, our words. So is it appropriation now? You're not gonna call it appropriation, right? So Oh, I hate that word appropriation. We should call it appreciation. Appreciation for other cultures, to appreciate other people's communities, to appreciate other people's, type of way of speaking. Why is it appropriation? We are a nation full of immigrants. Nobody, unless you're Native American, was born here in America. Truly, if you go back and trace your lineage all the way back, you came from somewhere else, honey. You came from the other side of the world, unless you're Native American, where you were actually born here in America. Other than that, we are a country full of immigrants. So I think we should ban the word appropriation and just call it appreciation. Yes, some things may not look good on other people like it would you. Oh well, they're happy, you be happy. Why does this affect you personally? Why? You should be happy that people want to, dress up like you, be you. When I see someone who is not Hispanic or, Latin, but they have a true love for Selena and, they dress up like Selena, I'm not going to call it culture appropriation. I'm going to be like, damn, they are truly appreciating this artist, the music, the culture. So again, let's get rid of that word appropriation. Let's just call it appreciation. Because sis, if you use the word sis, kiki, boots down, the house down, if you use the words, cracked, read, what's the tea, kai, honey, you're appropriating that LGBTQ community. So you need to, be mindful of what you say. Because I will be the one to clock you. There you go. Another word you can use, add to your repertoire of words. Clocked. All right. So let's talk about some straight men. Now, I have a lot on social media who tend to kind of put their foot in their mouth. They post some very, very, very homophobic stuff or transphobic stuff, right? But at the same time, they stay in my DMs. They'll hit me up like, hey, what are you doing like at 3 a.m? I'm still up, now go over. But it's like, you're over here kind of making these comments at the same time you're in my inbox. Or you're in other people's inboxes. I've seen, a certain person that I have on Facebook who says some very, very, very hurtful things towards the trans community. But I know from personal experiences that this guy loves the girls. He loves them. And I don't know if it's like one of those things where you're fighting your inner demons, but these guys need to be mindful of what they say, because you know what? So most of us always have our receipts, and at least I don't care. I don't care to blast somebody. You really want to go there? I will blast you. Maybe. I don't know. It all depends on him. Like if he's like one of those good dicks, I won't. But again, just be mindful, especially if you're listening to this podcast, to the ones that do hit me up. For the most part, y'all are chilling, but there's just a few who stay in my DMs but make very, very, very hurtful, homophobic posts and stuff, or share stuff that I think that are extremely homophobic. And it's like, wait, you're posting this, but last night you was posting inside of me. I don't know. But I do want to say that, again, this is Pride Month. Everybody enjoying themselves. And Pride includes everybody. You don't have to be gay to enjoy Pride. The rainbow flag is a beautiful thing if you really think about it. After a storm, rainbow. Like in that story, with Noah's Ark. After the big storm, there was a rainbow, peace, tranquility, happiness. Just enjoy it. All right, y'all. So this has been episode 3. Thank you so much for tuning in. I promise you I will start to post a little bit more now that I have some free time. I'm going to also be working on episode 4 soon. Please send in your any questions, any topics that you like me to discuss. It's bfpodcast at yahoo.com. Again, B as in bitch, F as in fit podcast at yahoo.com, or you can hit me up on my Instagram or my Facebook. And once again, thank you for tuning in to BitchFit. Bye.